ST battle at the top of the hill, turn 1, on board the number 25.
Huge elevation drop coming off of turn 1. Obviously the big climb up the front straightaway to turn 1, and then it plows down into these S's. Very exciting racetrack. We took a couple of laps here last night with Chris Neville behind the wheel, which was really scary, but we hung on and survived.
Derek White, you're right on board with him right now. One thing we did see last night when they were doing the racetrack driving around was they were cleaning this track and they were replacing or moving some of the bump strips. Looks like a very clean racetrack right now. There's no rubber.
Look at our raft of onboard cameras. 26 Mazda MX-5 from Freedom Autosport in the hands of Red Odoski. Derek Whitus is in the 25 car. Mark Bowden has the Fall Line Motorsports number 46 BMW M3. And Richard Gulinello starts the Racer's Edge Motorsports Mustang Boss 302R, the 78 car.
And we're going to see more of that toward the end of the race. Here's the start of the ST class as they try to negotiate turn 1 on lap 1. And you see 3 wide in a little argy-bargy, you call it, Calvin, right in the middle to it. So 26 doing a driver change already down in the pit lane.
Well, just looking at the strategy here, after 30 minutes, you scored driver points. We're past that point in the race now, so starting driver will get points. Just trying to run the numbers here a little bit. It'll take fuel. And if they can really stretch it, get a little bit of help with caution, which I'm surprised we haven't seen any yet. Maybe these guys don't have to hit visit and hit pit lane again for fuel today.
Saw the Semperfi.org organization, the charity fundraising by the Freedom Autosport team. A number of cars throughout the field doing their best to raise awareness and funding for various charities around the country. And we're happy to be a part of that.
Yeah,
Red Odoski in the books as the clock continues to run here at the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge, round 2 for 2013 from the circuit of Bob Varsha. Round 2 of the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge. Continental Tire is the official tire of the CTSC saddle. Tom Long.
Well, and Derek White is happy to see his car out front right now. And yesterday, Derek, you were telling me how it's always tough to start the season in Daytona because that track isn't suited for the Mazda, but this one sure is.
Well, this is an amazing facility they put out here in Austin, Texas, and it's got just enough corners and the right combination of fast sweepers to allow that little Mazda MX-5 that handles so well to do well. We're pretty excited where we are right now, got our fingers crossed.
And at each event, you guys honor a fallen soldier. This weekend, it's Corporal Christopher Singer. Tell us about that.
Corporal Christopher Singer made the ultimate sacrifice a little bit over a year ago in Afghanistan, leaving behind his wife and beautiful daughter, Brooke and Brianna. And we just like to say hello to all of them and, you know, keep in mind all those servicemen and women who make the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom so we can be here today.
Well, something great this team does every year, and this team telling me that their fuel situation, if we get one more caution, they're good to go to the end.
Everybody's going to be watching that clock at the top of the screen. Now an hour, just under an hour and 12 minutes remaining in the race.
Yeah, I think the other thing about this Mazda, Dorsey, they run it pretty stiff in this racetrack. We talk about the configuration. It's also extremely smooth. The F1 boys like a billiard table as for a race surface. They've got it here. I
actually saw the Mazda hang a rear wheel in the air. Of course, that's a rear-wheel drive car, not a front-wheel drive car. So for it to hike a wheel up and hold it, it's stiff, all right. Shoving on each other.
We talked about it, Dorsey. You can learn the racetrack, but then you've got to learn how to race around here. And they're suddenly seeing some openings in corners that they didn't think about before. And I tell you what, the last couple of laps, I think it's going to get crazy here today.
I'd put money on that.
Big downshift. Now we've got a penalty situation to tell you about. Here's Brian Till.
Well, Bob, Corey Fergus had a great run in the 197 for RSR Racing. Corey, you led a bunch of... Here, hang on a second. There we go. All right, so you led a bunch out there in that Civic, but when you...
Who leads now to the ST class battle.
These guys do this like this all year. They'll never say.
There's 1, 2, 3. We can't change individual ratios on these stock production cars, so it's just how the circuit.
About gears and the Mazda, one of the things Jason Saney said earlier is their engine program is developing, and they're getting better and better with that Mazda power plant. But this year, that little MX-5 has a 6-speed transmission in it instead of the 5-speed that they had last year. Gives them a better leeway in some of these different corners. Gives them more options as far as gears go. And that 6-speed and that engine development program really seems to be paying off for C.J. Wilson Racing right now.
Well, if you don't have Freedom Autosport, have a lot of engine failures as a result of that. They're pushing over 8,000 revs.
You can do it. Awesome stuff. Tom Long, those guys were gutted at the end of last year. Remember at Lime Rock Park in the finale, they had the championship in their hands, suddenly had an electrical issue. Just disappeared down the running order enough to cost them the points in the championship. They took the car out a week later and it ran fine. They're the things that happen in racing that you just cannot understand.
That was not a pass for position earlier. That brightly liveried number 45 BMW is a GS car. Hugh Plum and Al Carter sharing the number 45 car from Fall Line Motorsports. This is the battle for the ST lead, and the 5 has now taken over the lead in class.
And that car was just playing through.
Yeah, they've been awfully tough here. I mean, the Freedom Autosport cars are always quick, but I tell you what, CJ Wilson's team have come here with a pair of very potent Mazdas today.
Steve McAleer takes over, driving with Mark Miller.
Now, you know, one thing about this racetrack is that it's got two extremely long straightaways, and these Mazdas, because they don't have the highest of horsepower, can in fact draft one another and push each other along like you see in stock car racing. Right now, though, these guys are just having more fun than they're allowed to.
Sainey's up to second here. He's a man on a charge. He's got so much experience in this type of race car.
Distinctive engine sound from the Mazda MX-5. Another break coming up. We'll be back with more of the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. ST battle.
Terry Bourcheller
In that 23 BMW, who's won more than a half dozen national championships in sports cars, goes down the inside. Oh,
TP championship. He's won 2 Rolex 24s. Here we look at it. Oh, and he went to the outside.
Yeah, I don't think there's any harm there.
There's Tom Long in the 25 MX-5. So Saney, who was second on these,
but not by very much, as Tom Long is right there.
Terry Bourcheller is a hungry driver. He doesn't have a DP ride this year in the Rolex series. This is really his only full-time ride, and that kind of gives you a little bit of extra.
Roush Mustang is being pushed behind the wall.
wow.
Look at this. Oh, Long deep on the brakes to the inside of Terry Bourcheller coming on the front straightaway.
Now it's a drag race, but it doesn't work out that way. Terry takes that position back. That slide mid-corner slowed the Mazda up too much, lost momentum.
Great view of what some of the drivers refer to as the wall. You come off turn 20, look down that long straightaway past the flag man, and the track just reaches for the sky. We'll take a break and return with more of the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge from Circuit of the Americas in Texas. Now back to the ST battle, even closer. Terry Bourcheller over Tom Long.
These two cars gain their speed in different areas. I suspect that the BMW is a little bit better coming off the corner and on top end. Tom Long gets a run there. You see it right now. It could be gearing, too, that makes this look this way. Yeah, but the BMW, see, stretches his legs. It's going to be a hard battle right there to get around that BMW base.
To the nature of this race circuit, they run those cars really stiff. It's very smooth here. And that allows the platform to keep working. There he looks. This is what we're going to see. They're going to be probing for a way by in these last few laps. This racetrack kind of invites that. It's so wide open. Gives plenty of passing opportunities with this style of car.
And for Tom Long, losing top-end speed, he's got to do it here. He's got to do it in the S's and get by and open up enough a lead that when the straightaway comes, he doesn't just get repassed again. And he's going to try a little bump and run.
Tell you what, you give a little bump in the wrong pointer through these S's. These cars are really loaded up through this. Hard changes of direction. It slows down a little bit here through turn 8 and 9. And then you're hard on the power coming off this one through this fast left-hand sweep down into the brake zone for turn 11.
And traffic ahead.
We've seen these ST cars rough up the GS cars today. If you're in a way, we're coming through.
Let's get more on Bourcheller now with Chris Next.
Actually sitting here in pit lane.
This is a great little team. Burton Racing fielding this number 23 BMW, doing an awesome job. The car looks impeccably to lead the charge today.
Last time by, Tom Long a 1/10 of a second quicker than leader Bourcheller. Up front, slightly bigger gap between Bill Auberlen and Spencer Pumpelly. Coming up on 10 minutes to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Stand by.
You wait and set someone up, suddenly you open the door for someone else. Look, ST on the left. This is for the lead.
Tom Long inside for sure as Terry Bourcheller and him side by side. BMW's got top end, but nope.
He's got the
They're
inside
still
for that
side
next
by
corner.
side.
This Borchello's going to force it to the inside on the front straightaway.
Cut to the inside, try to run up the inside long wheel, but he doesn't have the power to do that.
Meanwhile, on the right, Matt Bell got 2 wheels on the right side off, but managed to gather it back to his Formula One car. And
Who was at fault? And it's a big penalty to pay, though.
It's ST battle. There's someone else joining the mix here. Stephen McLeod's recovered. He's up to 3rd.
we've got to take another break, but we won't let you miss a thing. Stand by for the dramatic conclusion of the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge, round 2 for 2013 from Austin, Texas. Hacking on the brakes on class leader Terry Borchello.
It's at the end of this straightaway. He gets to run down the inside. Calvin, this is...
Look at this. Terry Borchello back at the front, so he's using that BMW power to good effect on the straightaways, Dorsey. McAleer up to 2nd. Here's Long. This is a pass for 2nd between the 2 Mazdas. But look at that BMW stretcher on the long run here up the hill to turn 1.
Long needs to get as close to the back of that BMW as possible and get that draft advantage. He's down on power to the BMW, but that would certainly help his cause.
For more on this battle, here's Brian.
Terry Borchello's concern and the concern of Burton Racing is that there is a Grand Sport Mustang in front of this threesome running right now in ST, a little bit off the pace, and certainly through the S's, they're afraid.
Round that the Mazdas make up there at the end of the S's, though, Dorsey.
Yeah.
Really closing in on Borchello, but fortunately for him, he's going to come through this fast kink down in that brake zone where Long got him last time, but then he has that long straightaway to try and use his muscle.
Terry Borchello catches that Mustang, though, before he gets down to this corner. He's not going to. There's the Mustang we're talking about. It's about to go a lap down to these guys. You know, if he's got to even just live for a minute, those Mazdas, and there's 2 of them now, are going to make it a double team on that BMW.
I thought Terry is that GS car, Bob, is a little bit faster down the straightaway, so he's going to hit him in the corners again. He can't clear him right now.
Exactly. I was thinking as they came off the corner, he might have caught him at just the right spot to power by him, but that GS car has more horsepower, and he could stay ahead of this group until they get to the twisty sections again. And they have a problem with him. On the right, race lead in the GS class, Oberlin and Pumpelly still less than a car length apart.
Boy, Pumpelly's car is hooked up. He's done a brilliant job here, put in the heat on Billy Oberlin, but he's one of the most experienced drivers in this championship. He doesn't want to let this one slip through his fingers. Can Oberlin hang on?
Well, if he does, he's got one more lap to do it. Here coming up. Oh, a lot of traffic up in front of these guys.
This is going to be a chess game here for this last lap or so. Oberlin has to thread his way through. Slow Pumpelly up where he needs to, and then just get a good launch to clear the...
Oh, look, he blocked that maneuver. Pumpelly tried to run the outside line. Bill knew it was coming, though. He anticipated.
It's hard with this race circuit, though, Dorsey, to stay on line where the other guy can't get by you because there's so many options here. It's so wide on the entry to some of these corners.
Desperation, Calvin. You know what we're talking about. Just a little bump at a loaded part of the corner is going to send you flying.
You've got 90 seconds to figure out something.
3 BMWs in the top 4. It's Oberlin, followed by a Porsche, then the 2 4-line BMWs, then Matt Plum in the Porsche.
And traffic is going to be an issue here.
Yep.
Oberlin down in this final turn. Oh, Pumpelly looked to the inside. Oberlin blocks him. Shut the door.
Yeah, he's not going to leave any gap open. Oberlin's driving from the back mirror now.
Less than a minute.
To the right side of them. He clears them. Can Pumpelly do the same? No, he cannot.
No, he can't. He's got a problem now as they go down the hill.
There's your move. There's your winning move right there.
Now he's through. Now he's got some work to do. Can he make it happen over the next 3 miles of this racetrack?
He's got to catch him now. That's all he needed. I mean, that just opened up about a 10-car length gap. You won't get that back in 1 lap.
I agree. The cars are so evenly matched that Pumpelly really has more work ahead of him than I think that car will manage for.
You know, if Tom Long could get by, the two Mazdas could hold that BMW. That traffic, he did it right. He read it, and he made that move that won the race for him.
Does Stephen McAleer have a wingman here? Can Tom Long get into Terry Borchello and stop him from putting the attack on Stephen? Look at here. He'll come on the long straightaway. This is where that BMW's got to try and catch the Mazda in front of him. McAleer goes to the left side of the straightaway, trying to defend.
He didn't get a good run. I'm talking about Borchello. The BMW wagged its tail about 3 times. He's got top speed. He's coming around the outside.
It's going to be a braking war down into turn 12. Here we go. Can McAleer return the favor on Terry Bourchel? He's going to come to the inside right now.
Oh, it's not enough. I mean, he's right there. He's got to bump it and loosen him up. Otherwise, he's not going to get it done.
Bourchel defends, tucks it to the inside. Long's there. Can he take advantage of these guys battling?
Oh, he's got a good run.
Gets the traction down.
Good run.
McAleer back through, but we're not done yet.
Now, don't leave that inside.
Oh, Long gets it.
Long. That's going to seal the deal for Mazda. That takes Terry out of that position for sure.
Mazda's 1-2.
Long right-hand sweeper, then a couple of hard lefts, and the checkered flag awaits. What a final lap in the ST class.
Beautiful move there, tucking to the inside. And then we talked about Long being the wingman. That's exactly what he did.
He played it perfect. He sealed the deal for Mazda. Whether it's a 1-2 or a 1 finish, it doesn't make any difference, but it's going to be a 1-2.
Final corner, turn 20. And on to the checkered flag. Oh, to be the inaugural winner. Here's the move of the race in the ST class. As Long goes down the inside and ensures that McAleer goes to victory lane.